Oh my goodness, everybody, this is not a drill. 30 seconds ago, the Green Bay Packers are trading for Micah Parsons. This is not a drill. This is breaking news right as we are going live. Micah Parsons is heading to the Green Bay Packers. Holy cow. Micah Parsons. Guys, I'm sorry. This is literally just breaking as we are going live. Micah Parsons going to the Green Bay Packers. This is unbelievable. Holy cow. I am stunned right now, everybody. I am absolutely stunned. Micah Parsons is going to the Green Bay Packers. I am so serious. This is happening live. Micah Parsons will receive $62 million in the first new year of the deal, $120 guaranteed, $136 million guaranteed total. All records. Oh my God, everybody! This is breaking news right here. Micah Parsons going to the Green Bay Packers. This just happened. We have so much to talk about on today's show. I mean, I am flabbergasted right now. You guys give me your reaction to the Micah Parsons deal. The city of Dallas trades away Micah Parsons and Luka Doncic in the same year, and the NFC North just got so much better. I mean, I'm stunned. I am absolutely stunned. This is unbelievable. Micah Parsons is heading to the Green Bay Packers. Holy cow. This is not a drill. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman. Micah Parsons has been officially traded to the Green Bay Packers. Who did the Packers give up? Nothing yet on the front. I mean, this has to be an overpay. This is one of the biggest trades in NFL history that just happened. Micah Parsons is heading to the Green Bay Packers. Oh my God, the 3-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler, Defensive Rookie in Year, 52.5 sacks. And he is heading to the Green Bay Packers. We are reacting live. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. I mean, this is significant news around the NFC North. Micah Parsons tweeted out, "Thank you, Dallas. Go Pack, go." I'm so sorry, Dylan. Oh, yo. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sorry for I mean, literally when the intro screen was playing, you know how it takes a minute for the intro screen to play right as we are going live. Micah Parsons has just been traded to the Green Bay Packers. I mean, we got to get some trade details here soon. I can't imagine what they gave up.
Jerry Jones is the most incompetent person on planet Earth.
Dylan's a Cowboys guy. Unbelievable.
Like, what are you doing?
I mean, this has to be a Herschel Walker S. Hall. Green Bay.
That's probably how he's visioning this. This is like
his
Herschel Walker.
Oh my goodness. $47 million per season for Micah Parsons. One word reaction: stunned, flabbergasted, bamboozled. I mean, my jaw is on the floor right now. Did something just happen, Munkus? Yeah, the Green Bay Packers just got Micah Parsons. What happened? Micah Parsons is going to the Green Bay Packers in a stunning trade just breaking right now. We were going live, and Micah gets sent to Lambeau. Yeah, I mean, this is not good, Vikings fans. I mean, this is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We got almost 400 people in the building. We appreciate all of you guys for tuning in as we are reacting live to the Micah Parsons news. If you guys could, hit that thumbs up icon. We got 400 people in the building, 29 likes. Go down there, smash that thumbs up icon as we are reacting live to this Micah Parsons deal. The NFC North, man. Holy cow. I mean, I am so curious about this trade package that they had to have given up.
If they got swindled and just gave up like one first-round pick.
You got to imagine it starts at 2, right?
It's got to start at 2. I'm guessing
more.
Rashawn Gary.
I would assume Gary as well, or maybe Van Ness, but I'm assuming the Cowboys would want Gary.
Maybe a receiver.
Yeah, maybe one of the receivers go as well.
I could see Dobbs maybe.
Yeah, Dobbs could potentially be in this trade. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Cowboys aren't going to get a corner out of it because Green Bay doesn't have a secondary.
Hey, Vikes played Dallas this year, so that's only positive. But we freaking played the Packers twice. This is unbelievable. I'm going to see if we get any trade details here, and then we'll dive into our scheduled programming. But holy cow, Micah Parsons is going to the Green Bay Packers. I mean, this has to be a haul. Like, this has to be a Herschel Walker-esque trade. Listen, guys, I hear you. I got all types of faith in Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill as well, but this is still one of the best edge rushers in the league going to our division rival.
And now he's playing with vengeance. This is a guy who lived and died for being a Cowboy.
Great point.
And now he has something to prove.
I cannot believe it.
That Micah Parsons comeback game to Dallas is going to hit different.
And that's this year, right?
That's different.
Yeah, they play each other. Is it in Dallas?
It might be.
I was going to say, you want to check that. $47 million per year. Okay, so Rap did say it nets 2 first-rounders.
It's this season. September 28th, Packers at Cowboys.
No, September 28th?
It's that quick of a turnaround.
Oh, that's a month from now. That's 30 days.
It's a month.
30 days, Micah will make his return to Dallas. This is unreal.
For Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football?
Mm-hmm.
No way. Oh, I mean, I am stunned, everybody. Ricky, this freaking dog on Twitter had it right. What if who got swindled? The Packers? I mean, I don't think you can get swindled by getting Micah Parsons.
They already paid him, too. He's a Packer for the coming future.
Yeah. Trade details. The Packers are at least getting 2 first-round picks.
Cowboys.
Cowboys will get at least 2 first-round picks. Parsons will sign a 4-year, $188 million deal. Sunday Night Football. That's got to be one of the most viewed games of all time. I mean, that is going to break numbers and break records. $47 million a year is freaking insane. Stunned right now, everybody. Stunned. One of the biggest trades in NFL history. As we are going live, we are preparing the show. Intro screen is playing, and Micah Parsons goes to the Green Bay Packers. The minute intro was playing, news breaks. This is absolutely incredible. We got Marshall Green in the building saying, "Your problem now, buddy." Yeah, this is not good news for the Vikes. I'll tell you that much. Green Bay should probably be the favorite to win this division.
They still don't have a secondary, though.
Still don't have a secondary, but that defense just got so much better. That team just got so much better.
The Tom Grosky, Scooter Magruder combo today is going to be legendary.
Yeah, Jerry said a couple days ago, we got Micah for the next 3 years, so that was a lie.
To Stephen A. So he was playing it up.
This is insane. If you guys want to get your reactions up on screen, just got a super chat from Blinky. Feel free to super chat. Give us your reaction. But we had 4 videos to dive into today. And might just have to let it settle and talk about this Micah Parsons trade for a little bit. It is unbelievable stuff. Unreal. The Packers are expected to send Dallas 2 first-round picks and a player in the deal. So you think it's just 2 first and Gary?
I could see that.
2 first and Gary? Get it done, Jerry? Come on.
I wish they got more.
Yeah. Blinky, respectfully, this doesn't scare me. Love is a turnover machine. The Packers mortgaged a future for this. If LaFleur screws this up, he's fired. I hear you. But also, this is clearly an all-in move for Green Bay, and I think for right reason they should be in an all-in mindset because you got to be aggressive in the NFL to go get to the promised land, and that's what the Packers just did. We were saying about the mindset of F them picks. Go out and get a Tyreek Hill. Go out and get an Alec Pierce, a Jacoby Myers. Same thing can apply for Green Bay. They needed... I'm just stunned right now. I'm absolutely stunned. Roger Bong, welcome in. Micah Parsons. Just gone to the Green Bay Packers. Unbelievable.
Oh, this edit is terrible.
Unbelievable. Micah Parsons twice a year. Aiden Hutchinson twice a year. Thank the Lord we have Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. I hope Darrisaw puts Mike in his place. The NFC North is by far the best division in football. It is not even close.
Dude, CeeDee Lamb, all the teammates, they gotta be pissed off. They're in a boycott the Cowboys.
Seriously, I would be furious if I'm Dak and CD right now.
Trayvon Diggs is gone.
Trayvon Diggs, yeah, 100%. Deron Bland might be gone.
Like, this is it for the Cowboys, very much. Because you were going on this run with Dak and CD.
You also, Dylan, the one franchise who has terrorized you in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers, you send him to Green Bay. Jerry. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Almost 500 people in the building. Just absolutely stunned right now. Just absolutely stunned. Parsons, he loved being there too. Like he was a Cowboy.
He was a Cowboys fan growing up.
Okay, we're getting reports on the player. It is not Rashawn Gary. It is Kenny Clark. Solid player. But, I mean, Kenny Clark is 31 years old? All right, still 29, but... So you give him up for 2 first-round picks and an aging veteran defensive tackle. So they still have Rashawn Gary.
There has to be more.
No, that's it. That's official.
That's official.
2 first-round picks for Micah Parsons and Kenny Clark. What are we doing, Jerry Jones?
The Luka trade looks like nothing now. Yeah. Congratulations.
This is unbelievable, everybody. This is unbelievable. Kenny Clark in 2 first, and the Packers get Micah Parsons. Their pass rush is going to be unbelievable this season. Rashawn Gary, Van Ness, Micah. X is vibing. What's going on? So, How scared are we, and why is it a lot? I'm not scared of Green Bay, but this definitely makes those games. I mean, shit, Week 18, Vikings-Packers. That's going to have a lot on the line. Micah Parsons rolling in the U.S. Bank Stadium, Week 18. That could be for a wild card spot. That could be for the division. Flabbergasted. Ain't no way. It is true. Micah Parsons just went to the Green Bay Packers. I mean, yeah, it's a good point in the chat. Do you think Madden, like if you send this trade on Madden, it's probably saying, hell no. 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. Holy cow, everybody. Holy cow.
Big your eyes, Vikings fans.
Oh, jeez, Dylan. Come on, man. Why does he look good?
I hate it.
I know. I hate it, too. This is unbelievable. Micah Parsons to the Packers for 2 first and Kenny Clark. Thanks, Dylan. Just look at it. Get familiar with it. Live in it. This is our future for the next 4 years, Vikings fans. Micah Parsons and Aiden Hutchinson for the next at least 4 seasons. At least 4 seasons. Went for 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. That's it. Jerry, you couldn't even get a second on top of that? You couldn't even get a 3rd-round pick, Jerry. What a day. You got to love the NFL, man. You got to love the NFL. This is unbelievable. Toughest division just got tougher. Yes, sir. 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. Nobody's crying about this, but if you're underreacting to this, that's on you. This is Micah Parsons, one of the best edge rushers in the league in his prime, who's also going to be pissed off, motivated, heading to the Green Bay Packers. You can't undersell that. Micah is meh. I disagree. Micah's a hell of a football player. Are we cooked? No, we're not cooked, but what's your answer, Kwesi? What are you going to do to respond to this? Think about the Bears. I don't even care about the Bears. I'm talking about the Packers and the Lions in this division, and they just got significantly better. For this season, you know what they did? They flopped out Kenny Clark for Micah Parsons. If you don't think they got better, I just don't think you know what you are talking about. Stunned. Yeah, let's go get Deron Bland for a 7th-round pick, huh? I mean, oh, guys, don't worry. The Vikings have signed Kayvon Wallace to the practice squad. This is unbelievable. Tristan, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. So we're reacting live to this news. I'm glad the Packers got him. It only makes us want. It only makes us want to be better. I like that positive mindset, man. But wow, absolutely stunned. Absolutely stunned. Lego fellas saying this could have been us with Tyreek. Yeah.
I think this was about the Micah photo.
Doing your fire. Moonkiss, appreciate you. Shout out to you, man. Jerry Jones. So you hire Brian Schottenheimer, you trade Micah Parsons?
The whole NFC East is laughing right now. They don't have to deal with Micah Parsons anymore.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think Howie's thinking? What do you think even Shane's thinking? Holy cow. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, the Eagles are laughing at him.
The whole NFL is laughing at him.
He is not a fit for the Packers, DC. He's a fit wherever he goes. Come on. I'll tell you what, if I'm Jonathan Gennard's agent, I'm demanding I get paid more because Micah Parsons is going to make $20 more million than you. And Micah, whatever you think, better than Gennard, I think he is. He's not $20 million better than Gennard. Yeah, this news stopped the whole show. The Packers got Micah Parsons.
I don't know how we could carry on.
I don't know. I actually don't know how I'm going to do the rest of this. It's about to have a bunch of hype segments. There's going to be great videos, and now it's just... $26.5 million more than Gennard. I'm just flabbergasted, everybody. Yeah, let's not just turn this into us bashing Micah Parsons just because we're Vikings fans. Like the dude's an all-time talent, but they didn't really mortgage their farm. Like if they gave up 2 firsts, a second, a third, a fifth, maybe you can make that argument. But they gave up 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. Tell you what, thank God we can run the football. Hopefully this season.
Packers are going to be good too. So that picks they're not going to be anything.
They're going to be mid-20s. Like, if not worse. Oh, listen, I still think our defense is better than Green Bay, but, I mean, you can't say this did not make the Packers significantly better. I hear you. I mean, Micah's not a perfect player. There are no perfect edge rushers. Is he great against the run? No. But he's one of the best just pure pass rushers in the National Football League. Vapor is plenty. Either JJ locks in or he's going to be seeing ghost. Listen. Yeah, I mean, dude, when you have Micah Parsons breathing down your neck. This guy also terrorized the Vikings 2 years ago. If you guys remember when the Cowboys beat the Vikes 40-3, Micah was unbelievable in that game. This is insane. I mean, yeah, JJ, there's going to be a lot of pressure on this kid this year. Thank God you bolstered up that offensive line. Thank God you should be able to run the football. At least better this year. But, man, oh, man, that Sunday night football game, week 4, Green Bay rolling into Dallas with Micah, getting off that bus. It's going to be one of the most watched games in NFL regular season history. But, Vaporous, I appreciate you. Joker Nation, what's going on, man? Parsons is great, but I think our D is better. I would still take the Vikings defense over the Packers defense, but I thought the Packers defense was going to be the weak point of that team. And even though their secondary still has a ton of holes, you add a guy like Micah Parsons, that changes everything. That changes your whole defensive scheme. You build around a guy like Micah Parsons. He's not just a guy that fits into the scheme. He is the scheme. Like, he is that impactful. And I just can't believe it. I would still take our defense over the Packers defense, but this is an unbelievable move. I mean, this is shaking up the entire NFL world. Ashanti coming in. This is like when they got Reggie White. Yeah, we need to sign. Yeah, coming from an NFC East team. We need to sign a top CB now to turn our team around. Yeah, I mean, Kwesi's got to pick up the phone, start calling people. Unreal. Need the trade for Sauce? Yeah, that was a good run. But Sauce is staying in New York. So what CB did we sign? We signed Fabian Morrow. That's about it, though. Shanti, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you. Z Cool, what's going on, Brody? Parsons doesn't pan out, Green Bay will be bottom feeders for years to come. What is the impact in your thoughts if it doesn't pan out? See, I like you bringing this up. Because I think when we are talking about like blockbuster, kind of like all-in trades like this, you always got to take the end of the spectrum where it's like, hey, what if this doesn't work out? If this doesn't work out, they gave up the 25th and 26th pick in the draft for the next 2 seasons. Now, maybe if we're saying if it doesn't work out and the Packers struggle and they're winning 5-6 games, I just can't see that happening. But they didn't give up a lot. Like, even if they don't, like, even if they bottom out and they don't have like the 11th and 13th pick the next 2 years, they still have their seconds, they still have their thirds, they still have their fourths. It's not like you got or you gave up like a complete haul. Yes, 2 first-round picks is a lot in the NFL. But goddamn, Jerry Jones, how could you not get more out of him? Like, seriously. It's 2 first-round picks for your franchise player in the prime of his career, and now he's going to be pissed off because he felt disrespected by the bullshit you put him through by not talking to his agent. This dude's going to have the biggest chip on his shoulder, and now he's heading to the Green Bay fucking Packers. It is Jerry Jones. I hate you. What are you doing? If you would have went back to Packers and just said, "Hey, throw a second-round pick on top of them, we got a deal," they would have said yes to that too. This is unbelievable. Z-Cool, I hear you if it doesn't work out, but I don't think they're just going to be bottom feeders. Like, it's 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. It's not a lot for Micah Parsons. As crazy as that sounds, I know it's 2 first-round picks, but it's not a lot for Micah. This dude's a generational talent. He's a generational player. And now we got him 8 times over the next 4 seasons, at least. Lions not worried. We welcome it. Dude, stop. Come on. Calvin, what's going on, Brody? Green Bay better get to JJ in less than 4 seconds, or the secondary are going to be toast, and KOC will be happy being able to work the screens. Listen, there is an answer to this problem. I'm not saying this is it. Season's over. But also to underreact to this news, I think would be wrong. This is a top 20 player in the NFL going to Green Bay. Who Green Bay, all us Vikings fans, we talk about us being Super Bowl contenders. They're saying the same thing about their football team. And they just got one of the best players in the league. And for this season, they just swapped out Kenny Clark and Micah Parsons. Bada bing, bada boom. Their defense got a whole lot better. But there is an answer to this. I hear you. It's not like Green Bay is going to come in the U.S. Bank or we're going to go to Lambeau and we're going to get shut out. KOC, got to hop in that bag. J.J. McCarthy, yeah, better get it out in less than 4 because that pass rush is going to be coming. Gary, Van Ness, Micah Parsons. Yeah, got to pull up the big boy pants now. It's going to be some big boy NFC North football this upcoming season. This season just got so much more interesting for us. Vikings fans scared about this news? I'm not. Guys, it's not like I'm sitting here trembling about them getting Micah, but I'm not happy about it. All right. Maybe you guys just don't view Micah the way I do, but
He was injured most of last year.
Was injured. Some positives there, but he's just got fucking paid. He's ticked off. I mean, the dude.
That is the one thing. Now the Packers won't have room to sign many other guys.
Yeah, that is true.
So their secondary is just done for the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Packers defense is not perfect on paper by any means, but an NFC executive said this: the Cowboys make no fucking sense when talking about the Micah Parsons trade. Yeah. No, listen, he's not good in the run game, and there's ways to get around this, but this is also, guys, if you're on 3rd and long against Green Bay now, it makes those situations so much more challenging. Plus, you got a young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. It's a big-time move, man. But Vaporous Plenty, what's going on? Saying, not going to lie, it must suck to be a Cowboys fan. Rip to them. Yeah. Hey, how do you think? Imagine how I'm reacting. Imagine how he's feeling. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. We appreciate you, Vaporous, for coming in. Appreciate everybody for sending super chats today. So we got a full show coming up. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. This is a positive. This is not a positive. Stop saying that. Another text from a high-profile executive. Why on earth would you do this now and not in March? Beyond idiotic. Yeah. What's going on, Izzy? Jerry on his deathbed is just trading Micah Parsons. Gotta go get a CB now. But what we were going to talk about today, coming up, is going to tell you guys about all the UDFAs the Vikings had making their final 53-man roster. So we'll dive into that. And then also a week 1 preview, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears on Monday night. We'll talk about that. And we'll also have a little Vikings hype segment as they're going all in on this year. Doesn't really feel right to talk about the Vikes going all in when now the Packers just traded for freaking Micah Parsons, but we'll do that as well. And then if you guys got any questions on the Micah Parsons trade, use hashtag Vikings in the comments section. And if you guys are ready to rock and roll, you got a lot to talk about today. Hit that thumbs up icon. We're at 94 likes right now. If we could just get up to 100, that would be fantastic. But man, oh man, Micah Parsons, breaking news, heading to the Green Bay Packers from the Dallas Cowboys in a shocking, shocking move. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Can't believe it. Parsons is no Reggie White. I don't think you can just definitively say that. This guy, he's not in his prime yet. Like, we're about to see the start of his prime this upcoming season. I was going to say, CeeDee Lamb available? Like, is Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs available for a 7th? Yeah, thank you. Lego fellow, he's a beast. There's no way around it. Just call it like it is. This is not a positive for the Vikings, just so we're all clear. This is not a good thing. The fucking Packers. The Packers, man. Anywhere else, Jerry. Anywhere else besides Green Bay.
It was literally just in the Netflix documentary. And he said, what was the worst loss that they've ever faced?
Yep.
The Packers game.
Yep.
Where they got absolutely shelled.
Jordan Love.
So what should we do? Let's just send our best player there. That's going to be the difference.
I mean, 2 of the most heartbreaking losses is Dak's rookie year against the Packers when that insane Aaron Rodgers throw, and then you were just saying 2 years ago when Jordan Love came into that building and embarrassed the Dallas Cowboys.
Get the Dez catch too.
The Dez catch, yep, 100. God damn it, Jerry. At least it wasn't Detroit, I guess, but it was still Green Bay. Unbelievable. No one's scared of blue cheese. I'm a little more scared of blue cheese than I was about 40 minutes ago. Yes, thank you. Darth Vikes. November 20th, 2022. Micah Parsons dominated this football team in U.S. Bank Stadium. It was 40-3. That was after the Buffalo Bills game, if you guys remember. Cowboys came in. They were humming. They were hot, and they gave it to this football team. And a big reason of that was because of Micah.
I think you could trade Ty Chandler and get Deron Bland. I think it could happen.
Anything can happen.
Cowboys want a running back. They like Ty Chandler a lot. The Vikings hype him up. Oh, here's this other guy that's asking for a contract.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, guys. All right. You guys want to talk about the Vikings? Everybody in the live chat, give me a skull if you guys want to talk about the Vikings. Green Bay's got their thing going on. Let's focus on what we got over here.
Dak could be available. CeeDee Lamb is going to want out. I'm telling you right now.
That was his boy. Shot at the pass. Joker Metellus in the building. Corey Miller saying skull. DeShanti saying skull. Terry Chase saying skull. Brady then. Greg. Brady. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Yeah, what about Jalen Naylor for CeeDee Lamb, huh? Jerry? What say you? Carolina Cards, what's going on? Jay, Ashanti, saying Skull. I'm with you, Calvin. Dylan should be Kwesi's new assistant GM. He could probably do a better job drafting. Tariq in the building. Brady. Send them Jeff Okuda for Deron Bland. Who the hell cares? Anybody could be on the table. Alrighty. I think we're going to dive into this first segment here. What a time to go live on the channel. Intro screen is playing. I can't believe this, everybody. I can't believe this. Right on the nose, Lego felt. Literally right as we go live. Breaking news. Micah to Green Bay. They knew. They knew. All right. We're going to talk about the Vikings roster. Show some love to the UDFAs. Week 1 preview. Hype segment. What do you mean my alarm's been going off, Harvey? Nothing's been going off. Don't worry. Holy cow. Then we'll do a little hype segment talking about the year. Hey, Tommy Wood, we signed Fabian Morrow. He's back. It's all good. You haven't woken up yet? That was good, Harvey. That was good. If you guys are ready, hit that thumbs up icon. I got to make sure myself is ready. I got to collect my thoughts here. Alrighty. Dylan, if you're ready to roll, I say we just dive into it. We'll talk about the Vikings UDFAs and Micah fucking Parsons. All right, let's do it. What's going on, Vikings fans? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, I did a deep dive on the Vikings roster and specifically the 7 UDFAs from this past class that ended up making the team. And this guy right here, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, did it again because he has been one of the best UDFA signing GMs in the NFL over the last couple of years. So we'll talk about it all on today's show. But before we do so, Kwesi's been a polarizing guy as the Vikings general manager. Some people think he is doing a great job. Some people disagree. So I'll ask you guys this. Grade Kwesi Adofo-Mensah as the Vikings GM down below in the comments section. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. If we're talking about everything outside of the draft, probably give this guy an A+. If you include the draft, probably sit around a B+. Maybe a B for my grade for Kwesi. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below. All right, let's talk about it. So another year, and the Vikings are loading up with UDFAs. Now, the Vikings spent a boatload of money on their 2025 roster, so it does make some sense that they're trying to bargain shop a little bit with the UDFA class, but they kept 7 UDFAs, which is a bit of a shocker. So we'll dive into all these guys and tell you about them. We're going to start off with the most famous UDFA for the Minnesota Vikings, Max Brosmer, former quarterback of the University of Minnesota, playing with the Golden Gophers. And why did Brosmer make the team? Because he balled out during the preseason. He showed great stuff on tape. His pocket presence was fantastic. He showed great anticipation, and he put up some pretty solid numbers as well. And also, keep in mind, he had a couple of brutal drops from his receivers, or else these numbers would have looked a whole lot better. But, you'll take 364 yards, 2 tuds, 1 interception, had a passer rating of 91.8. And, when I think about Brosmer, I am just shocked he went undrafted. Like, we saw a lot of quarterbacks go in the 6th and 7th round, where, one, I was stunned those guys were drafted, and the fact that Brosmer wasn't selected in the NFL draft, I have no idea how that possibly could have happened. So I'm shocked he went undrafted, but that's good news for the Vikings because I think he could be the QB2 of the future. I think he's got that type of potential. He should be a guy in the NFL for a very long time. He just has a wicked arm, and, yes, when the play does get off script, you're playing a little more backyard football at the QB position. Is he the best guy in terms of, accomplishing or getting the most out of those plays? Not necessarily, but when it is on time and it is on script and he can just sit in a clean pocket and deliver the football, his processing, his touch is all there. So I'm very excited to see how he's going to develop. So shout out to Brosmer for making the team. But also another UDFA here, Chaz Chambliss. He was probably the biggest shocker in terms of UDFAs that ended up making the team. Considering we all thought like a guy like Gabe Murphy was going to make it, for example, at the edge position. But Chaz, he offers great value on special teams. And, he played some solid football during the preseason. He popped on a couple of plays. Here are his PFF grades from the 3 games, playing 118 snaps, 62.8 overall, run defense at 68, pass rush 56.5, and coverage 52.2. Now, I fully expect Chaz. He's just going to be a special teams guy. I think it's going to be tough for him to just even get out there on the football field with how loaded the Vikings are at the edge rusher position. Like, we saw last year, like Dallas Turner struggled to get on the field, only playing about 300 snaps. And when you're playing behind a guy like Grenard, Van Ginkel, and Dallas Turner, and even a guy like Bo Richter would probably get more true pass rushing snaps compared to Chaz. But I think his value is going to come in the special teams department, and he's going to offer immediate impact there. Like, he was making some plays during the preseason, and, also with him, this guy had 6.5 sacks his last year at Georgia. I'm just curious to see how the Vikings are going to develop this guy because, Grenard, Van Ginkel, they're not going to be here for the next 10 years. Hopefully have them for at least the next 3 to 5, but you're also looking at guys behind them that could develop and be the edge department of the future. Maybe the Vikings use Chaz as that guy to man that room. But at number 3, Joe Huber. This guy is the definition of I went out there and earned my spot. I went out there and I earned my place on the 53-man roster. Now, he was one of the highest graded offensive guards from the 2025 draft class this year during the preseason. Had an overall grade of 74.1, run block grade of 88.6, pass block grade at 73.1, and this wasn't in limited action. Like, he played a whole lot during the preseason, getting 185 snaps in. So I think this guy probably going to be a rotational offensive guard for the foreseeable future. And hey, look at this Vikings offensive line. They got some talent, man. Like, even the 5 backups, I think, could be a solid offensive line there. Justin School, Blake Brandel, Juergens, Huber, and Walter Rouse. Like, that's a solid 5-man unit behind, Darisaw Jackson, Kelly, Fries, and O'Neal. So I'm excited to see what this group's going to do. I think this is one of the most underrated offensive lines in the league. But I'll ask you guys this. Give the Vikings offensive line a Madden rating. Scale it 1 through 99. If I have to give mine, probably put them around an 87, 88 overall. But you guys give the Vikings offensive line a Madden rating down below. Now we'll dive into the rest of the UDFAs here in a second, but today's episode of Vikings Now is brought to you by Prize Picks, and the football season is just around the corner, but college football is here, so don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. And if you guys download the Prize Picks app today, plug in that promo code CLNS, we'll hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, Prize Picks is simple to play. You just got to pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is also the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. And they also got a free winner, a max discount for you guys. Week 1, the Dallas Cowboys, without Micah Parsons, will be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to Jerry Jones for that one. But, hey, if you guys just put that in your lineups, it'll be a free winner and a free square. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use that promo code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. A massive shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, let's dive into the rest of the UDFAs here. Vikings just been crushing it in that department over the last couple of seasons. And coming in at number 4 on our UDFA list, already a fan favorite, Elijah Williams, defensive tackle. Now, this guy was popping during the preseason. His pass rushing arsenal from the interior of the defensive line is special stuff. He's got very quick hands. He can shed off blockers at a high level. He is also a very good two-gapper for being such a young player. Like, amount of times in the preseason, he's one-on-one with a guard or a center, and he's playing both gaps, and he was just making plays. So I will give a lot of credit to Elijah Williams, and, he's got a chance to play a lot this upcoming season because right now, the Vikings put out their starting defensive tackle depth chart. It did have Jalen Redmond starting at the nose tackle spot, and I'm a massive fan of Jalen Redmond. I think he could really build on what he showed last year and potentially have a breakout year. But it's not like he's going to be getting 100% of the snaps. Elijah Williams will be worked in there, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, and same with Levi Drake Rodriguez. And Even PFF graded this guy out extremely well during the preseason. 80.4 overall grade, run defense 67.6, pass rush 78.3, and again, in a pretty hefty sample size, around 79 snaps. So if he could replicate this, during an NFL game, that's going to be some high-level production. So shout out to Elijah Williams for making the team. He went out there, earned it, just like a guy like Joe Huber, but also another guy that earned it, and maybe he also caught a couple breaks because of all the injuries at the wide receiver room. But you got to show some love to Miles Price. We also got an update today that Miles Price will be wearing number 4 instead of number 31, so I kind of like that for the UDFA out of Indiana. But this guy, he showed a lot of ability, especially returning punts. And, I'm not saying he's going to have a massive role on this team offensively. Honestly, I'd be shocked if we see him out there at all at the just true wide receiver position, just because, even when, Addison isn't in the lineup, you're still going with Thielen. Naylor should be ready to go week 1. Even Ty Felton would be ahead of him. So I think he's just picked up as a punt returner, but he showed a lot of juice as a punt returner. And he kind of got gypped a little bit on a couple of his punts during the preseason, made a couple of guys miss, had a 20-plus yard gain, but it got called back due to a penalty. But again, the Vikings probably just saw that pop he had and decided to, say, hey, this guy deserves it. He should be on the team. But another guy here, Ben Urisic, tight end out of Georgia. So 2 Georgia UDFAs just put that together, making the roster. But Urisic was awesome during training camp. Big body tight end. He was battling it out with Gavin Bartholomew, our 6th-round pick to make the team. But Bartholomew is going to be in and out of the lineup this season with a back injury. And, Urisic, big body, showed a lot of pop, freak athlete. So I like that move. And, will we see him a lot? Probably not, just because he's playing behind T.J. Hawkinson and Josh Oliver. But if an injury happens to either of those guys, watch out for Urisic to get a lot of snaps this upcoming season. Now, the last UDFA the Vikings picked up, Austin Keys, linebacker. Now, this guy played a lot during the preseason. He was all over the field. He is just that old-school linebacker, see ball, get ball, bring the ball carrier down. And I was a little stunned when he made the team, mainly just because I thought there was no chance the Vikings keep more than 4 linebackers, but they decided to keep 5 with Cashman, Ivan Pace, Eric Wilson, Kobe King, and then Austin Keys being the 5th guy. He also showed a lot of promise in special teams, which is the biggest reason why he ended up making the team. But when I was thinking about just all the UDFAs Kwesi has picked up, it all started with Ivan Pace Jr. He went undrafted because of his size, but if you guys remember, his senior year at Cincinnati, he had 22.5 sacks. And the Vikings just saw the talent, they saw the work ethic, took a chance on him, and he ended up working out extremely, extremely well. So that's where it started, but there's even more UDFAs on the team. I saw a stat. It was 12.5% of the Vikings roster are actually UDFAs, and you obviously got the most famous UDFA, probably the best success story out there, Adam Thielen, but also Ryan Wright, Dwight McLeather, and then Bo Richter ended up making the team as well. So I'll ask you guys this. Out of all the UDFAs, which one are you guys most excited about? Let me know your thoughts down below. For me personally, if it's not Brosmer, I'm going to probably go Elijah Williams, the defensive tackle. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in to today's show. We'll see you guys next time. As always, let's go Vikes. All righty. You guys are saying Nudie, Price, banana land in the NFL. All right, I say we just dive right into our Week 1 preview against the Chicago Bears. I need to just keep this Vikings talk going, or else I'm just going to be thinking about Micah all night. My night's ruined now. I have a 4-day weekend coming up. I'm not even excited anymore. Oh, my goodness. How we feel about a trade for Deron Bland? I'm all in. Yeah, Jerry was all in this year. Unbelievable. What an all-in move. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, Harvey, I'm hoping I wake up. And wake up it's Thursday morning again, and Dylan and I haven't done anything, and we just get to walk into work, and Micah's still on the freaking Cowboys. But, all right, we're going to dive into I'm going to dive into a Week 1 preview against the Chicago Bears, talk about it. This will go out on the channel on Monday, so you guys are getting a little sneak peek right now. But let's talk about the Bears. Focus on Week 1. We can talk about the Packers and Micah later. But let's do it. It is officially game week, Vikings fans, and your Minnesota Vikings are heading to Chicago to take on Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears Monday night. Can't wait for this matchup. So coming up on today's show, a full-blown preview, deep diving into the Bears, talking about the latest injuries, and also giving you guys my keys to victory. So we'll talk about it all on today's show. But before we do so, if you guys want the Vikings to start the season 1-0 and pick up a win in Chicago against the division rival, hit that thumbs up icon. I'm hearing if we get 1,000 likes, it guarantees that the Vikings beat the Bears. So if you guys don't want to jinx us, hit that thumbs up icon if you want the Vikes to beat the Bears on Monday night. All right, so we're going to start off today's show. We'll be diving into what the Bears did this entire offseason, talking about the Vikings did, discuss some injury news on both sides, and then I'll give you guys my 5 keys to victory and my score prediction at the tail half of today's show. But let's start off with the Chicago Bears. So the 2024 season did not go good for our good old friends over there in Chicago. They went 5-12. They started off the season 4-2. Hail Mary happened, and it completely derailed their year. They did pick up new head coach Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator, actually 29-year-old Declan Doyle, defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, and then at the helm, under center, is Caleb Williams. Now, how did the Bears look last year? So their points per game offensively, not good. They only averaged 18.2 points per game. Big reason why they went out there and got a guy like Ben Johnson. They also were solid defensively, about middle of the pack, giving up 21.8 points per game. But this is also a team that had some turnover luck. They were plus 8, which was 9th in the league. So can they build off this? They're just really looking to improve that offense, and they should with Ben Johnson. But they also made a ton of additions this offseason. They really improved that offensive line, just like the Minnesota Vikings did. Went out and got a guy like Joe Thuney. They picked up Drew Dahlman, traded for Jonah Jackson, drafted Colston Loveland. Loved that pick. Same with Luther Burden, Zacchaeus, Grady Jarrett, and Odenabo, the defensive end from the Indianapolis Colts. So there's no doubt the Bears, they needed to improve the roster, and they did just that. And I know the Bears, they get the crown of having off-season champs every single year, and us Vikings fans kind of like to make fun of them. But I think this year, at least compared to the last couple, they actually made some real improvements. Now, I think with the Bears, it's going to come down to Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson. Can they get that connection growing? I think it will eventually, but it will come down to how fast they can really get on the same page, which I do think it may take a little longer. But let's talk about the Vikings here. So obviously last year, Vikes won 14 games, only lost to 2 football teams the entire season, that being the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams. Head coach, the guy, Kevin O'Connell, KOC, offensive coordinator Wes Phillips, and defensive coordinator Brian Flores. And then they also had J.J. McCarthy at the helm and under center. Now, last year for the Vikings, obviously a special year. They ranked out very well offensively and defensively. 25.4 points per game, which was 9th. They only gave up 19.5 points per game, which was a top 5 unit in the National Football League, and their turnover margin, fantastic, mainly because of the defense. Darnold did have a decent amount of turnovers last year, but they're still plus 12. Big thanks to Brian Flores and company. But I think the additions the Vikings made this offseason have just gone undervalued. And I think when people are talking about offseason winners, the fact they don't include the Minnesota Vikings, I think it's a little ludicrous. You picked up, in my opinion, a top 15 back in the NFL, Jordan Mason. You just traded for Adam Thielen. You significantly improved both sides of the football in the trenches, getting a Jackson, getting a Kelly, Will Fries, and then you also picked up Allen and Hargrave, and then Isaiah Rodgers. Flores is massive fan of his game, so he gets into the fold in the secondary. And, there's no doubt that both teams, from where they were this time last season, have both improved significantly. These are 2 of the better rosters in the National Football League. But also, I think there's a gap between the Vikings and the Bears. The Bears looks great on paper, but we haven't seen it come to fruition at all over the last couple of years. But the Vikings won 14 games last year, only lost to 2 football teams. You made all of those additions. I think this team's going to be really special, and it starts week 1 against the Chicago Bears. But you guys got to predict the score for me. How you feeling? I'll give you guys my score prediction at the tail half of today's show, but how are you feeling about the week 1 matchup? Give me your score predictions down below in the comment section. Now, coming up next, dive into some injury news on both sides for the Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. I also give you guys my 5 keys to victory. But before we do so, today's presenting sponsor is my favorite sponsor, and that being Harry's. Now, for a limited time, our listeners can get Harry's trial set for only $8 plus a free gift at harrys.com/chat. Just head over to harrys.com/chat to receive our exclusive discount. Now, each razor from Harry's has a weighted ergonomic handle that gives you total control, which means no more slipping or awkward angles. It feels premium in your hand, balanced for a smoother and steadier shave. And Harry's doesn't just make razors. They've got a full line of grooming essentials from shave gel to deodorant to body wash, all thoughtfully made and priced up to stock. And all of Harry's blades and grooming products can be delivered right to your door, so set your preferred schedule and never run out of blades again. Now, I have used countless number of blades, but in the past, these razors would become way too dull, way too fast, and plus, it would start to irritate my neck. But this one here from Harry's has completely changed how I view shaving every single day. And also, old razors cost way too much. Sometimes it would be $20 for a 4-pack of refills. That's a scam, but not over at Harry's. And for a limited time, our listeners can get Harry's trial set for only $8 plus a free gift at harrys.com/chat. Just head over to harrys.com/chat to receive our exclusive discount. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show, Vikings Now by Chat Sports, and tell them our show sent you. Put that link in the comment section and description of today's show. All right, let's talk about the injury news, and I'll dive into 5 keys to victory for your Minnesota Vikings. Now, I will say both teams are fairly healthy heading into this matchup. Now, once we get the official injury reports later on this week, we'll have a better view on what players are going to be out there. But some injuries to watch for Chicago. Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson's been dealing with an injury. It's undisclosed. Ben Johnson hasn't talked about it, so his status is in question. But you also got Jaquan Brisker banged up, left practice recently. TJ Edwards, and they actually just put Austin Booker on IR, so he won't be out there. Then you got the running back Monungai, and same with Roshan Johnson. So they could be without their their second and third running back. But I think the biggest injury on here, no doubt, is Jalen Johnson. And him not being in the fold would be massive for the Vikings because he is a guy, and there's nobody in the league that can guard Justin Jefferson. But if there is somebody out there where you would feel comfortable just kind of saying, hey, go on an island out there, guard number 18, he would be that guy. But besides Jalen Johnson, why this would be massive, the Bears are thin at cornerback. Like Tyreek Stevenson, not a big fan of his game. Kyler Gordon is a solid nickel cornerback. But if you don't have Jalen Johnson out there, you're going to throw Tyreek Stevenson on Justin Jefferson? Then that means, one, I think Adam Thielen would get the best out of Tyreek Stevenson. But if you have to move Tyreek Stevenson to Justin Jefferson, their whole defensive game plan and defensive scheme would have to change. So that's going to be an injury that is going to be huge to follow. Now, from the Vikings side of things, how their injury report's shaking out, obviously not going to have Jordan Addison. Jalen Naylor should be there week 1. Andrew Van Ginkel was in and out of the lineup with injuries throughout training camp, but he should be there. Harrison Smith, dealing with some personal issues. TBD if he's going to play. We'll probably get a better look at some point this week, but really the Vikings, top to bottom, are fairly healthy. But let's dive into the fun part of today's show, the keys to victory. And number 1, the Vikings defensive line dominates. If the Vikings beat the Chicago Bears Monday night, the reason will be because of the guys up front, because of Grenard, because of Van Ginkel, because of Dallas Turner, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, and especially with the Bears still having that battle at left tackle, watch out for Jonathan Grenard having a massive game week 1. Now also number 2, Flores has to figure out Ben Johnson because Ben Johnson, to be fair, has gotten the better out of Brian Flores over the last 2 seasons. Now, Flores' defense has only given up 30-plus points. Listen to this. 30-plus points the last 2 seasons, 7 times. 4 of those have came against the Detroit Lions and Ben Johnson. Now, I will say, key nugget here, obviously when he was with the Lions, he had one of the best running games in the NFL, and we know if you do want to have success against Brian Flores and company, you got to be able to run the football. But with the Bears' offensive line having a left tackle battle, inconsistency on the interior, I have my doubts that they'll be able to run the football. So I think Flores, this should be the game where it's like, all right, Flores finally got the better of Ben Johnson. But number 3, run the damn ball. Why not? This is everything you talked about all offseason. Everything you have done this entire year dating back to the draft and free agency has to be a more physical football team and run the football more effectively. So go lean into that offensive line. Go lean into Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. I would love the first drive of the game if the Vikings aren't even able to pass the ball one time and they're just running the ball straight down the Bears' defense throat. So I'm excited about that and see how that's going to play out this upcoming weekend. I say this every week. If you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, this is key to victory every single time we talk about this football team. It's the 18 effect. And more specifically, this was seen last year against the Chicago Bears better than any other game. Justin Jefferson, the Bears did everything they could to take him away last year. This was in Chicago as well. Did everything they could to take him away. They had a safety over the top. They were double teaming him off the line of scrimmage. And Jefferson got blanketed. He had 2 receptions for just 23 yards. But what did that allow? That allowed Jordan Addison to absolutely go off. That allowed TJ Hawkinson to have probably his best game of the season. But that guy right there, Jordan Addison, not being there is going to be huge. So maybe a little Adam Thielen, 7 catches, 120 yards on Monday night. I could see that happening. But, hey, if you're going to toss a lot of eyeballs Jefferson's way, you can just let the other guys eat. And then if you're not going to give 18 the respect he deserves, watch out for him feasting on Monday night. And lastly here, I'm going to go settle J.J. McCarthy in. J.J. in the biggest games of his college career, on the first drive, he would have a what the hell are you doing type of throw. And then he would settle in. But in the NFL, the margin of error is obviously a lot thinner than college football, especially when you were playing with Michigan. You had the talent advantage every single week, but they got to settle McCarthy in. They got to get him some easy ones early, get him into the flow of the game, make him feel comfortable because it can spiral for a young quarterback. If you throw a bad pick six in Soldier Field, it can end up spiraling. So those are my 5 keys to victory. But in the end, I think the Vikings got this one. My official score prediction for week 1, I'm going to have the Vikings beating the Chicago Bears 23-13. And the story of the game is going to be Brian Flores and that defense. I think the Vikings offense, they'll be able to move the ball. I can see them, fizzling out in the red zone a good amount. But my score prediction, 23-13, lock it in. And I will say my score prediction for week 1 last year, I had the Vikings winning 20-6 against the New York Giants. I think they ended up winning 28-6, so I was right there. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. But speaking about the quarterback, all eyes are going to be on him and Caleb Williams week 1. If you guys want to show J.J. McCarthy some love, type those 9s down below in the comments section. I got high hopes for the kid this year, and it all starts in his hometown on Monday night. So we'll see you guys next time. As always, Skol Vikes. Alrighty. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Craziness to start today. Micah. Shout out to Z Cool. Michael in the building. Reed in the house. Is Parsons making more than Mahomes? Mahomes signed for $50 a year. Yeah, 63? Oh my God, Ricky's retiring. Yeah, he's riding off into the sunset, he said. Wow, I can't believe this. Still, the Micah Parsons move has me stunned. Alrighty, I said we dive into the next show here. You know what? Scrap this third segment. I'm going to do a video tomorrow talking about Micah. I don't really think this. I mean, it makes sense, but I might just save that. All right, we're going to dive into a mailbag, and then we're going to get on out of here. So if you guys got a question, hashtag Vikings, get up on screen, super chat to get up on the show. I'll give you guys my full reaction to the Micah Parsons deal tomorrow. I might just do that then, honestly. Oh, Brozama been swagging coming in with the $5 super chat. Also had one from Mr. L Prods. Appreciate you. But Brozama been swagging, the GOAT, saying, I can't tell who's more pissed, Vikings or Cowboys fans. I can say this with full confidence. Cowboys fans are more upset. No doubt in my mind. I can tell Dylan wants to go home and put his head in his pillow tonight. So, yeah. Not a good day for the NFC North, unless you're a Packers fan. Yeah, not a good day for the whole NFC. Cowboys might be really bad this year. I mean, that defense is ugly. Yeah, they tanking for honestly. Holy guacamole. All right, get those questions in there. Shout out to Mr. El Pradzo, sent a $5 super chat. We were in the cut, so I appreciate you. And then Brozama, been swagging, best name on YouTube. Yeah, I got to say Cowboys fans are more pissed, but I mean, hey, Vikings, Bears, and Lions fans are definitely up there as well. Not happy with Jerry Jones. This room is an anti-Jerry Jones room right now. Can't believe it, though. I thought it was fake when I saw the initial notification. Yep. Yeah, at least this one, like we had some sort of insight that it could go down, but yeah, Dylan is a Cowboys fan. So you know he's enjoying it. Man, oh man. No, I think the Vikes are good at receiver read. He traded for Mingo and traded away Parsons. Yeah, thank God they traded a fourth for Jonathan Mingo. I mean, he has to be forced to sell the team. I don't know.
I just got to say, you guys are very lucky to have Kwesi.
Or at least we have an owner that's not stepping in and calling the shots.
You have an actual GM who knows how to make logical decisions.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Would I do this deal if I was Kwesi? Like, all right, let me ask you guys this. Would you have traded Andrew Van Ginkel and 2 first-round picks for Micah Parsons? I don't know if I would. Done? Hell yeah. Yeah, I love Van Ginkel, but man, could you imagine Parsons and Grenard? Is he cool saying no? That's fine. Now, the only reason I was kind of hesitant on saying absolutely for that is just because of the scheme fit, and that's Flores' guy. But
Micah was talking about how he wanted to play for Flores his entire podcast last year.
Pick up the phone, Kwesi.
Make a trade with the Packers.
Yeah. See, but also you got to keep in mind, would you be comfortable giving Micah $47 million a year? The Vikings literally couldn't, so you also have that. Micah Parsons' debut next Sunday at Lambeau Field against the Detroit Lions.
He is the Lion.
Yeah.
That's his nickname.
Unbelievable stuff, man. What a day in the NFL world. What a day. Brozama coming in with another $5 super chat. Appreciate you, my dog. God, that's hilarious. I can't wait to go back and watch the first 10 minutes of this live. Just getting the news right as we push it.
Or any live here.
All right, what do you got? Honestly, if Jerry Jones can be fleeced this easy, Kwesi should have a field day bargaining in the next few days. Yeah, I guess that's positive for this. Maybe it's going to be a fire sale in Dallas, and Deron Bland could be on the table, but I guarantee you, bro, Dylan, Jerry's going to have a press conference. I would put, and this even like a take by me, this is the most obvious thing. He'll compare this to the Herschel Walker trade.
He will.
100%. Like back in the 90s, everybody was getting on me for trading Herschel Walker. Look what happened.
It was that documentary. He was talking, that was the trade that changed everything.
Now this is going to be the trade that changes everything. Oh, my God.
For Bland, I'd say like a second.
Second for Bland?
Yeah.
Before the season, yeah. You
Or
would have
third.
to give up.
Like he won't cost as much.
No. I know on the Jerry scale, that second might be a 6, though, Dylan. 2 first and Kenny Clark. Like, the thing that's bothering me about this is how do you not get a second on top? Because, like, let's just say they had this deal agreed. Like, Dylan, me and you are going back. Like, Packers, like, what? That means their initial offer was probably like a first and a second and Kenny Clark. So then Jerry says no. They come back and they're like, all right, we'll give you 2 first and Kenny Clark. And Jerry's just like, yeah, all right, that's it. Like, come on, dude. I hope you guys are right, but
I mean, the one good thing for the Cowboys side of things is that you get a Pro Bowler in return. You could have got like a Van Ness.
Right, yeah.
And then we would be even more infuriated.
Yes. Like, at least you got, like, Kenny Clark. I mean, Vikings fans, Kenny Clark kicked Bradbury's ass for 5 straight seasons. We know about Kenny Clark. Man. Yeah, it's also a thing. Like, I wonder what other teams were offering.
I feel like they didn't talk to any other team.
This could be like a Luka thing again, where they were only shipping them to Pelinka and the Lakers.
Dallas teams this year, man. Oh, who's next? Who's left?
Paige Beckers gets traded.
Paige
from the
Beckers. The Rangers don't have anyone, so.
Yeah.
Jacob DeGrom.
Yeah, DeGrom or. What happened? I was so happy about an hour and a half ago. It all just changed.
The hype has left the building.
That's why I can't do that hype seg right now. I actually can't. Yeah, we're going to dive into a mailbag. So if you guys got a question, Brady asking, what do you think of Trayvon Diggs' package? His contract is a huge curveball in this move.
I think you could actually get Diggs for less than Bland.
Yeah,
the contract.
I think so too.
So I'd say like a third or a fourth.
Third or fourth. Unreal, guys. Unreal. What a day. What a day. I love working in sports, man. You got to love it.
Knowing Jerry, though, it'd probably be like a 5th.
Or you guys give us a 5th.
Yeah.
We give you a 7th. Take on the contract. Everybody be nice to K. Corey, even though he's a Lions fan.
Done deal. Trayvon Diggs is a Viking.
Deal. We just worked it out. Dylan probably put up a better fight than Jerry would right there in that 30-second exchange. Well, Asante Samuel, everybody, will probably have to medically retire. He is off the table. All right. Think we're good on questions?
Sure.
If you guys got more questions, hashtag Vikings. We got a bunch of super chats we could also hit. What is your record prediction for the season? We'll have a full video coming out on my record prediction. Maybe. Probably 11-6. I think that's where I'm going to end up. I don't know. I had the Vikes sweeping the Packers. Now I think it's going to have to be a split. So maybe it'll be 10-7, 11-6, right around there. Just because that's also assuming there's going to be some learning curves with JJ. We'll have a couple of games where he'll throw some interceptions, be inaccurate. So Harvey Buxton's kind of down on the Vikes. Alrighty. If you guys are ready to roll, get those questions in there. Little mailbag to close it out. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, a good old-fashioned mailbag where it's just me and you chopping it up about our favorite football team, the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of craziness has happened in the NFL world. The freaking Green Bay Packers traded for Micah Parsons, and that's going to be our first question. Does this Micah Parsons trade change your record prediction for the Vikings? So when I initially did it, Z-Cool, appreciate you, I had the Vikings going 11-6, I believe, and that also included, I think I had them sweeping the Packers again. I think the Vikings split with Green Bay now, and I think for people who are underreacting to this news, you're just being idiotic. The Packers got one of the best players in the National Football League. He's also going to be pissed off. He just got, Jerry Jones, just how he has handled this situation. I mean, he put a massive chip on Micah's shoulder. Like, he wanted to be a Cowboy. He wanted to be there, and he just let him go, walked out the door, traded him to Green Bay. So he's going to be a problem there. Now, I will say, I don't know if the Packers will be too good at defending the run this upcoming year. They did give up Kenny Clark in that move, which is huge for their run defense, but this is still a great move for Green Bay. And I'll tell you what, this NFC North division, it was one of the best of all time this past year. It's just going to continue to build on that. So I'll still stick 11-6, 10-7. That's where I've been at, this entire offseason. Lego fella, what's going on? Are the Vikings too timid to make blockbuster trades, or were our options unrealistic? I don't think the Vikings are timid to make a blockbuster deal. I mean, if you guys remember when Kwesi first took over as GM, like, we traded for TJ Hawkinson, which was a bombshell trade at the time during the trade deadline. So I don't think the Vikings are too timid, but also I wonder if they're a little gun shy from only having 4 picks heading into the draft this season, where I don't know if they would be willing to move off their draft capital because, yes, Kwesi crushes it during free agency, crushes it on the trade market, but he still can't draft. So I think he just wants to have a bunch of darts to throw because eventually, I guess, I think the Vikings roster is great, but I don't think it's a sustain. Like, I don't think you can maintain this level of roster without building through the draft. So maybe they're too timid. I just think it's more that our options were unrealistic. Like Tyreek Hill, how realistic was that? Probably not too realistic, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure all Vikings fans are thinking, why couldn't that be us trading for Micah or trading for some all-pro level player? But the Vikings, their biggest need is the cornerback position. There's really no blockbuster, trades out there. X is vibing, talking about the Micah Parsons trade. So, how scared are we, and why is it a lot? Listen, I'm not terrified of Green Bay. I will make that crystal clear. I still think the Vikings have a better roster. Excuse me. I still think their defense is better than the Packers. I think their offensive support system around the quarterback is better. I think their coaching staff is still better. But they closed that gap. I mean, you had a guy like Micah. It's nothing to just bat your eyes at. This is a big-time move for him. Like, you're adding a generational player entering the prime of his NFL career. Now, could the Packers, like, if this blows up in their face and you're like, oh, we just gave Micah Parsons $47 million, that's a hefty contract to live up to. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel better than I did before the Micah Parsons trade. I feel worse about this football team. So, I'm not scared a lot, but scared a little bit, X. So I appreciate you for tuning in. But Corey Miller saying, do you think we get a corner? I feel this trade might push us to be more ambitious. Yeah, definitely. Like, it should push you to be more ambitious because you're looking around this division now. You're like, all right, the Bears loaded up this offseason. The Lions honestly had a sneaky good offseason. And now with the Packers pulling off this Micah Parsons trade, like, I wonder if the Vikings kind of look themselves in the mirror a little bit and say, like, yeah, we have a very, very good roster, a top-of-the-league roster. Maybe they think we get aggressive, go trade for a Deron Bland, a Trayvon Diggs, go try to get another corner. Shit, I mean, Jerry might be willing to give up Deron Bland for a 7th-round pick. Who knows? Might as well make the call, but I would anticipate this does make the Vikings a little more ambitious. Maybe not before the season, but if they start out hot and they're 5-0, watch out for that trade deadline area to maybe the Vikings, pick up the phone and start offering some first for a all-pro caliber player. What's going on? Ray Villa, 95. Hashtag Vikings. Who's the weakest on our offensive line? Will Parsons target him? Any help from the RBs? Does McCarthy have razzle-dazzle? McCarthy's got all the razzle-dazzle. Come on, man. But our weakest point on our offensive line, probably have to go Donovan Jackson, just because he's a rookie, unproven commodity, but he is a first-round pick. I think he's going to be great. Will Parsons target him? I mean, he lines up all over the field. It's not like he's just going to be stuck at the edge position going against Darisaw. Like, they'll put him in the interior. They'll put him all over the field. And any help from the RBs? Yeah, I mean, the RBs will help. I mean, in blitz pickup, you better be ready to go, especially if, Donovan Jackson gets beat, for example. But, yeah, I would probably say D-Jack, the weakest link on our offensive line right now. We'll see with Will Fries, but, they gave him a big contract for a reason, so I think it'll work out. But I think it's a great question to ask. The Packers getting Micah Parsons. Do you think the Vikings can win the Super Bowl this year? Not are they contenders. Can you see year one of J.J. McCarthy confetti test? I love doing this. Close your eyes. It's February. Can you see J.J. McCarthy hoisting up that Lombardi trophy? You guys give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no down below. Now we'll dive into more of your questions here in just a second, but today's mailbag is brought to you by Prize Picks, and the football season is just around the corner, but college football is here, so don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. And if you guys download the Prize Picks app today and use that promo code CLNS, you guys will get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, Prize Picks is simple to play. All you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is also the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia, and Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Now, they also have a free square for you guys. Week 1, Cowboys taking on the Eagles without Micah Parsons. But one Dak Prescott passing yard. We get you guys one free one on Prize Picks, so make sure you guys include that in all of your lineups leading up to the event on Thursday night. And if you guys download the Prize Picks app today, plug in that promo code CLNS, hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. But massive shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, let's dive into the rest of this mailbag here. As Ambry Thomas, as we're filming this, was just signed by the Philadelphia Eagles. So shout out to Ambry, getting his nod at the Eagles practice squad here, but still flabbergasted by this Micah Parsons move. But coming in, Tommy Wood saying, if we finish 8-9, but JJ showed huge potential, are you good? I don't think that scenario is possible. If JJ shows huge potential, like we're talking like top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback in the league type of potential, this football team is probably going to win 12 to 13 games. So now let's just say defensively, maybe the Vikings take a huge step back. There are some injuries and JJ pops and like the offense is dropping like 30 a game, but it's kind of like a Cincinnati Bengals feel. I guess maybe I would be good, but if the Vikings are 8-9 here, not feeling good. Like, my expectation for this team is to make the playoffs and to win a playoff game. And if they don't do that, yeah, when it's all said and done after this season, I will be a little disappointed. Now, obviously, we have to have the season play out. Why did the Vikings not make the playoffs? Why did they not win a playoff game? We'll see the answers to that when the season plays out, but yeah, I would not be good with this, even if JJ shows potential, because this team is just too good. Harvey Buxton, what's going on, man? Would you rather have Gink and Grenard or Parsons? That's a good question. I'd rather have Van Ginkel and Grenard. I mean, I think Grenard is a top 10-ish edge rusher in the league. Obviously, Micah's top 5-ish. So I don't really think the difference between Micah and Grenard is as extreme. And then you just kind of have Van Ginkel being the cherry on top there. So I would rather have 2 all-pro edge rushers rather than 1. But now, if you would ask me, would you rather have Gink and 2 first-round picks or Parsons? I'd probably say Micah Parsons. But yeah, I think that's an easy answer for me. Van Ginkel and Grenard. Brady then saying this Micah Parsons trade is like the Vikes trade 2 firsts for Pat Surtain. Yeah, pretty similar. Like a huge position in need. Packers need to get an edge, and you go trade for one of the best ones in the National Football League. Now, Denver would never do this deal because Denver is a better run organization than the Dallas Cowboys, and they value their players. They value their all-pro guys, so this would never happen. But, yeah, I'm just still flabbergasted off this, guys. An unbelievable trade. Also, when we're filming this mailbag, this is right after the Micah Parsons trade. Literally happened when we were going live. But, yeah, would I do 2 first and a player for Surtain? Probably. That would be a home run move. So that's my answer to that. It's Vikings fans saying Micah ain't built for the NFC North. Yeah, we'll find out. You know, that's a good point. Are you ready for some NFC North football, Micah Parsons? Welcome to the division. I'm guessing he is. But, man, you got to be able to defend the run this year. You know, the Lions coming into town. Vikings should be a better running offense. Obviously, with Ben Johnson now in Chicago, you know they'll be running the football somewhat productively. So, yeah, it's a physical division. And I'll tell you what, man, week 1, what a moment. Welcome to the Packers fans. Green Bay squaring off with the Detroit Lions. Fox game of the week at 3:25. That's going to be an unreal game. Can't wait to watch that. But Micah wearing the Packers jersey makes me want to throw up a little bit. But hopefully he's not ready for the NFC North. But Vikings fan, I appreciate you. Cohen Banks coming in. What corner are we getting? I don't think we're getting a corner. If I had to call it, I don't think the Vikings address that cornerback room. I think it's just going to be a lot of 2-corner, 3-corner sets. You know, obviously the Vikings run that bandit defense. I think it was 97% of the time this past season, which 3 safeties on the field. So I'm assuming there would be a lot of, nickel for the Vikings with 3 safeties. So you only got 2 corners out there, and those would be Isaiah Rodgers and Byron Murphy. But in terms of making a move for a corner, again, maybe there's a guy I don't know about, but I only think the Vikes would pick up a corner if it's for, a home run all-pro trade. That's the only way I think they pick one up. But also those guys aren't out there. That's the unfortunate part about where the Vikings are at in this roster is there are no corners that are available to trade, at least right now. But anything can change throughout the NFL season. Now, if you guys made it to the end of today's show, we appreciate you. Just give me a skull down below in the comments section. We'll see you guys next time. Skull Vikes. Stephon Gilmore, I'm completely out on Gilmore. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers right as we were going live. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This league. My Chicago Cubs get swept for the first time all year. Micah's to Green Bay. Not a good day for me. Not a good day. Well, Jerry said the Cowboys are all in this year, so I don't think they're in a full rebuild. But maybe they will be. Yeah, nobody saw this coming, man. Except for that freaking dog on Twitter. Alrighty, guys. We're going to get on out of here. Appreciate for everybody watching as the Micah Parsons news broke right as we went live. So, hey, shout out to all of you guys for tuning in. Z Cool, appreciate you. We'll be live next week. We're actually be going live on Tuesday and Thursday next week. So you guys will get 2 live shows. Appreciate you, Legafo. You guys enjoy your weekend as well. Taking the next 4 days off, just relax, reset the mind before the season. But if any breaking news happens, obviously a video's coming. Really appreciate all the support today, guys. Fun live show, I'll tell you that. The news wasn't too good, but we'll get on out of here. See you guys next time. Skol Vikes.